Hi everybody, it is Julie. Welcome back to Pages and Pens. Today I am here with my May TBR. Let's jump right into it. I cannot believe it's May already, but it is. May is going to be a little bit of a crazy month for me. I have a lot going on in terms of family stuff. My goddaughter's birthday. I have some puppy sitting that I'm going to be doing that I might do a weekend vlog for. I'm hoping to finish up edits on my book and start querying. And then Memorial Day week, I will have Amber flying into Philadelphia. We're going to be doing like a day here and then heading to New York for BEA and BookCon. I am so hyped for it. I'm so ready for it, but it's coming up so quickly. If you're going to be at BEA or BookCon, definitely let me know down below. I want to make sure I connect with as many people as possible. Kate is actually going to be hosting a booktuber meetup in New York for those of you that got her booktuber pin or just in general want to go and hang out with booktubers. So if you're going to be in New York, I will be at that meetup. I don't remember where it is, but I have signed up for it. I'm horrible. I will put details down below. I'll link her video down below because I think it has like a form for sign up and then she'll let you know what's going on. Also, I believe after that meetup ends, because I think it's over at 9, I think we're going to try to plan a meetup at a bar because her meetup is dry. But then I think like last year we did like a meetup at a bar with a whole bunch of booktubers and then people that just wanted to come and say hi. I believe we're going to do the same thing again this year. I will have details as soon as I have them listed down below as well. It's not as organized because it's bigger. There's just a lot more people and it's harder to find a space for that many more people. And we're trying to organize it so that it's close to the other booktube meetup so that people can come to both if they want to or come grab a drink with us if they want to. We're going to see what we can do. But I will be as many places as possible, so if you're going to be there, definitely let me know. Anyway, not the point of this video. I want to get into my TBR. So I have a couple things that I'm still reading right now. Today is the 28th of April, and I'm still reading a couple things. So I want to talk about those first. First up are my ARCs. I have a couple of them. This one still has a pen in it because I was reading it this morning. So this is Sorcery of Thorns by Margaret Rogerson. This is a sophomore novel that follows Enchantment of Ravens but is not in the same world, and this so far is so good. I'm legitimately 50 pages in, not far at all, but I am really enjoying it. This one comes out on May 14th, so I have a little bit more time to read this one, but this is one that I'm reading right now. I'm hoping to get through. I also started The Bride Test by Helen Huang. This is the sophomore novel to The Kiss Quotient, which I really enjoyed. This one is in the same world, and so far so good. I am not very far into this one. I'm only 20 pages in. I read while I was waiting for my goddaughter's t-ball game to start the other day. I'm gonna sneeze, hold on. Allergy season is so real. This one is, I believe, following Kai, and Kai's cousin has just died and he's just feeling nothing and he's not able to react emotionally to the death, and he's then convinced that because he can't feel sorrow, he also can't feel love. His mother goes to try to find him a bride, and that's kind of what this follows. This one comes out, I believe, on the 7th, so I need to read this one a little bit sooner. I've started it. I think this one's going to be a little bit quicker of a read than Sorcery of Thorns, but these are the two arcs that I've already started this month. I know I won't finish, but I need to read for next month so I can read and review them. And then Heather from Bookables was so sweet in the comments of The Drunk Show and said, "Hey Jules, have you read Kingsbane yet?" And I said, "No, I haven't." She said, "Oh, I haven't either. I'm going to read it next month." And I said, "Okay, well, let's buddy read it." So I believe I'm going to try to read Kingsbane with Heather at some point in May. This one comes out on May 21st. So first is The Bride Test, then Sorcery of Thorns, and then Kingsbane. This is a giant novel, but I really enjoyed Furyborn, so I have high hopes for it. I just have not had the time to pick it up. I think I talked about this in my reading vlog for April, but I've been doing a lot of audiobook reading. Because I'm also working on my book and I'm doing a lot of other things, my main reading has been audiobook reading, but there aren't audiobooks for ARCs. So all of the ARCs that I have are really difficult to get to. In April, I got to a lot. I read at least 5 or 6 ARCs, so I think I only read 11 books for April, and a lot of them, the majority of them, more than half of them were ARCs. I'm trying to get through them, but it's been a little bit of a struggle just because physical reading for me is something I don't have a ton of time for. And this is a large book. Like, it's well over 500 pages. This is a tome. But I want to get to it because I am really genuinely excited for it, and so that's something that I want to do. So those are my 3 arcs that I want to read for the month. Everything else is just icing on the cake. There is one thing that I know for sure I will be reading, and then we're going to go over a couple things that I want to read, and we'll see how that goes. So first up, that I know I'm absolutely reading, An Absolutely Remarkable Thing by Hank Green. This was nowhere on my radar. This was not a book that I was going to pick up. I was just going to kind of let this one pass me by because I didn't think it was going to be my thing. So this one was chosen by Ashley, who is one of my Patreon supporters. On one of my Patreon levels, which is always linked down below, one of the Patreon levels is a traveling book. So they get to pick the book that they want me to read, and then I organize a traveling book. And it goes out to other people after myself. Everybody annotates it, puts their thoughts on it. And then the last person that gets it is Ashley. She gets to keep it on her shelf and have the book for herself, which is amazing. And I've long since wanted to do something like this. The traveling book was something that I used to do on my channel all the time. And all the books are on my shelves. And I wanted a way to share it with everybody else, and to also organize a traveling book that was more manageable for me. When I was doing it with all the subscribers to my channel, it was a lot. It was a lot to organize. It took a lot of time, a lot of energy, a lot of money. This is a way that I can give those who support my channel like extra, above and beyond, a little bit of a thank you and just like a really cool memento for their shelves. I think it's an amazing idea to do traveling books in general, not just as a Patreon perk, but just in general. If you haven't participated in one, I think they're phenomenal to participate in. Everyone will get their shot at having a book of their own on their shelves. So this is the first one that I will be reading. Again, it wasn't on my radar, but I've heard people who absolutely love it, and I know Chelsea and Madeline really loved it, and they were pretty curious to see what I would think of it, because I could either really, really like it or not, and they weren't really sure where I was going to fall. So I'm really excited to see where I do fall for this book, but I have high hopes. I feel like I'm gonna do fine with it. I've really been enjoying sci-fi lately. Like, I really enjoyed the Sleeping Giants series, and if it's like Sleeping Giants meets social media, I think it's gonna be interesting to me. Fingers crossed, high hopes for that one. Then I have a couple of books that I think I just want to get to. First up is going to be the Luck series. I have the 4th audiobook on Hoopla, so I already read through Origin. I just have to read through Opal. It's a quick audiobook. It's a mindless audiobook. I feel like I'm going to finish this one out, and then I'm probably going to unhaul the books, not because I didn't enjoy them, but just because I don't think they're anything particularly special, and the audiobooks are always there. I listened to the audiobooks were fine, but it's not a story that I love enough that I want to keep, so I just kind of want to read through the rest of this, and then I'll probably unhaul these bind-up collections, but I'm enjoying them. Then we have 4 new books that I would love to get to. I don't want them to sit on my shelves and go unread. I just got them for a reason, and it's because I'm excited about them and I want to read them. One of them is The Birds, the Bees, and You and Me by Olivia Heinbell. This is an author that I met at Nova Teen, and this is a sex positive, sex education, like female forward novel, and I'm so excited for it. Listening to the author talk about it, I feel like this is going to be something that I really, really enjoy. I really do want to read some contemporaries. Girls on the Verge. This one is by Sharon Biggs Waller, and this is about a girl who finds herself pregnant, wants to get an abortion. She's in an area where abortions are very, very hard to get, and she ends up going on a road trip, I believe, with a friend to try to go get this abortion, and just female rights and reproductive rights and how difficult it is for this girl and what she has to face just to make a decision that is right for her. And a lot of people read this last round of Contemporary-a-thon because they had the ARCs. I didn't get an ARC of it, but I did pre-order it. Very excited to have this, and it's been sitting here since the pre-order came in, and I really want to read this. So it's short. I know it's going to be hard-hitting, but it is one that I really want to read. Similarly, as soon as this book came out, I ordered it. I know this is a very difficult read. I know that this is not going to be easy. It is Heroine by Mindy McGinnis, and this one is about a girl who I believe is a softball star and a star athlete, and then she gets into a car accident and breaks bones. I don't know if it's like her back, her legs, something horrible. As somebody who's broken bones, it's not fun to break like anything. But she gets addicted to her pain pills. When the pain pills run out, I believe she gets addicted to heroin and other drugs, and it's kind of where that takes her and how easy it is to fall into an opioid addiction and the opioid addiction crisis in our nation right now. As somebody who's lost people that they know to drugs or to addiction, I know it's not going to be easy, but it's one that I'm really interested in, and Minnie McGinnis handles dark topics and hard topics really well, in my opinion. I really liked Female of the Species, The Madness So Discreet. She just has a unique take on things, and I like her writing style, so I feel like this is one that's going to be difficult to read, but I think I'm going to end up enjoying it all the same, if that makes sense. So I really want to read that. And then one that has made it onto so many TBRs, and I still haven't read it, and I'm pissed I haven't read it, because I pre-ordered this, and I pre-ordered it signed from Good Choice Reading, and that is Soul in Darkness by Wendy Higgins. I love Wendy Higgins' writing. And this is a new adult sexy time novel with Greek mythology roots, Venus, Psyche, and Cupid. I'm here for it, and a big part of me also just wants to read some smexy time. I feel like that's going to be a really fun book, and I'm excited for it. Similarly, I have a whole bunch of smexy time on my Nook through my Kindle app. I have Here Are the Monsters, which is by Amelia Berube. I can barely read it, it's so small. That's an arc I've already started. I do have to finish that one at some point soon. But aside from that, I have The Queen of Dauphine Street by Thea DeSalle, which is the second of the New Orleans Nights series. I really want to read that. The first one was King of Bourbon Street. I love King of Bourbon Street. I really want to read that one. Also have Vicious by LJ Shen, which I would love to read as well. I have options on here, including Hot and Badgered. So right now I'm kind of leaning towards New Orleans Nights, the Nola Nights, Queen of Dauphine Street. I'm leaning toward Vicious, and I'm leaning toward Hot and Badgered. We're gonna see which of those get read on the Nook, but I do want to read a couple of those. That's already a significant amount of books, so at least like two maybe. Let's vote for 2 of these, leaning towards Vicious and Queen of Dauphine Street. So 2 on here, and then we have 3 new books, so that's 5. 6 if you include Soul in Darkness. 3 arcs, so that's 9. And then an audiobook and a traveling book, so that's 11 books. Now this month, in April, which was also busy, I read 11 things. 2 of those were graphic novels. So having 11 larger novels and only 1 of them being an audiobook is already very, very lofty. But last month, I took it easy on myself, and I didn't do a TBR jar pick. This month, I have to. I don't want to continue to ignore it, but I also am having an issue where I want to just mood read and do whatever I want. I'm not leaving myself a ton of room to do that, but we're going to try 2 of these and see what we do. Quite frankly, if I pull something that just fills me with dread, I'm not going to do it. I'll put it back in and pull a different one. I'm fine with being inspired, but I don't want to feel forced, which is what my fear was with this entire thing in general anyway. This one is Pride by E.B. Savoy, which I have unhauled, so that's going to come out. I'm going to take that with me to Texas and sell it back at a Half Price Books because it's signed and it's beautiful, but I just don't want it. This one is an indie book that I just don't want to read right now. I'm not going to say the title because I don't want to be mean about it, but I'm just not in the mood. Let's see what we got here. No, one fell out. Let's see what we got. Oh, Chainbreaker by Tara Sim, which was on my Sequelathon TBR, my Fantasyathon TBR, and I didn't get to. It's back here. I just put it back on my shelf. It's like, it's back, it's here. Back, all the way back. I really, really, really want to read this book. And Hoopla has the audiobook, so I will 100% add this to my TBR because I'll need another audiobook after I get done with Opal anyway. And then the other one that came out of the box when it fell out was Dirty Filthy Rich Men, which is a smexy time novel on my Nook. So I will go ahead, leave this one in as well because I wanted some Nook time, smexy time books. I'll just maybe do like Queen of Dauphine Street and then Dirty Rich Filthy Men instead of Vicious for right now, and see how we like that. Chainbreaker will be a great audiobook, and then hopefully this Smexy Time book is good. I'll keep you posted on it. So 13 books tentatively on my TBR, and we'll see how that works. I know, I used like the TBR jar to basically pick things that I'm not too upset about, but also I got to do it. I have to. I don't want to be miserable reading what I'm reading. So that is my TBR for May. It's a lot. I will probably not be reading anything the week of like BEA and BookCon just because I'm going to be spending time with friends and meeting people and trying to be social and doing active things with other people. I don't think there's going to be time to read. Last time we went to BookCon, I brought a book and nothing got read. So I know Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, nothing's happening. You know, just send me good bookish vibes because I want to read all these things, and I'm starting to feel nervous and feel like I will never read anything ever again, but I know I will. So that has been my May TBR. What on here are you most excited to hear my thoughts on? What on here do you want to chime in on? Hopefully you think that these are all great, amazing 5-star books because I have some serious 5-star predictions in these piles that I am excited about. That is it for this one. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to give me a big thumbs up, click subscribe, and I will see all of you in my next one, which will be my April wrap-up coming to you soon.